in a Shavasana. So
Oh.
just make yourself comfortable on your back. We're not going to be here for too long, so maybe you'll take this opportunity to explore maybe a different position in your Shavasana, perhaps soles of your feet together, knees open. If you are feeling tension in that lower back, just take your feet to the mat, let those knees rest against each other. If you prefer legs long on your mat, go for it. Maybe arms overhead by your side, or even resting on your belly to really connect to the breath. I just ask that you close your eyes for a moment here, relax your jaw and your tongue, and just begin to notice the rhythm of your breath. So don't overthink it. You don't have to instantly come into any Ujjayi, Pranayama, ocean-sounding breath practice, but just notice the rhythm and the sound of your inhales and your exhales. So just allow yourself time and space to practice turning inward. So just switching off the busy thinking mind and then allowing yourself to connect to a little bit of breathing, a little bit of stillness, and noticing sensations of the body. You have full permission to make any adjustments and movements throughout the practice. So if anything becomes too intense, just feel free to switch out that posture. 3 more deep breaths here. Just again, notice the sound and the rhythm of your breath. Think of opening up your throat, allowing a vibration of healing to come through the back of your throat. Pausing here for 1 more deep breath. And exhaling it out. Let's begin by just taking those hands on the outside of the thighs, drawing your knees to touch, and then bringing your knees into your chest. Bring your hands to your shins and really try to pull those thighs in towards your torso, giving yourself a little rocking left and right. So you're already doing a little bit of a digestive massage here just by simply taking those thighs and pressing them in. Let's take those arms to the side and begin to create some big circles with your knees. So feel free to keep your eyes closed a little bit longer here, tapping in to your body, but if you need to open them, that's fine. So I'm just doing some bigger circles with my knees, noticing upper back, middle back, and lower back. Lovely. Bring those knees to your chest, and now let's go in the other direction. So you're just circling those knees, bigger circles here if you can, and just breathing in and out. You might even pause at a certain point to notice any lingering tension in the body. Taking those knees into your chest, let's try to extend those legs out nice and long now. Do a little point and flex here, releasing any tension in the calves, ankles, or toes. Let's circle those ankles today, one direction, and then circling those ankles in the other direction. Lovely. Taking your hands around your thighs, maybe your calves. Try to avoid pulling on the backs of your knees. So whatever's comfortable for you here. And I just want you to do a little bit of forward and back motion. If you can get your sacrum off the mat, excellent. If you can't, don't worry about it. So I will be taking you into a shoulder stance. So if you're not quite ready for that, simply stay right here. Enjoy this inversion. Remember, when you're performing shoulder stance, you want to keep your eyes straight up so that you're not moving your neck left to right. Reminder, this is a compression pose all the way up the spine. So I'm going to take my hands down on my mat. I'm going to lift my bum, and as I do that, I place my hands on my lower back sacrum area. I'm just making a little adjustment here with my shoulders, and I'm pointing those toes up to the sky. Reminder, please keep your neck in line. You always have the option to stay on your back and just let yourself keep those legs up. Feel free to play here a little bit, maybe taking it into a little bit of a leg drop, single leg. Breathe in and out, please. You might helicopter those legs. So if you want to come out of your shoulder stance at any time, feel free. You might bend your knees and straighten your legs. And you can continue to do this even if you are on your back. Nicely done, everyone. One more breath here in shoulder stance. Now I want you to come out of this pose slowly and carefully. One vertebrae at a time. Control, control, and release. Just let your knees swing from left to right. Awesome work. Bring those knees in a little tighter. Flex your feet. Reach your hands either for your ankles, maybe even your toes. Let's go into that happy baby pose. Nice deep inner thigh stretch. And again, you might make those movements here from left to right. If you'd like to come into a full straddle, go for it. Stretching those legs out nice and long, or just stay in that nice deep inner thigh stretch in your happy baby pose. Let's bring those knees back into our chest. Take those arms out to the side. Take a deep breath in. Let those knees fall to the left and your eyes to the right, giving ourselves a little supine stretch. I'm going to take that hand on top of my thigh here just to give myself a little bit of a deeper stretch. As you are doing your digestive stretching here, allow yourself to breathe in a little bit deeper, really detoxifying the body. On your next inhale, bring those knees back to your chest. Stay here for one nice big exhale. Maybe even opening up your mouth a little bit. Really letting that breath fall out. Inhale, knees to chest. And exhale, knees to the right and eyes to the left. And I'm taking my hand on top of my thigh there just to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Let's hold here for one more breath. Excellent job. Let's bring those knees back into our chest. And I always like to make sure that we're tapping into our core strength just a little bit. So let's try to roll up into Navasana, coming into our bow pose. So try to roll up and balance on your sit bones without letting those feet touching the mat. If you need to, then the floor is always there for you. Hands can come to the knee part of your thighs. You can roll those shoulders back, maybe extending to parallel or all the way up. It's up to you. Arms up. Just find your place on your sit bones. Notice the strength of the body. Holding here for 3. Breathe through it. Hold for 2. I know it's a lot of core. And 1. Bringing those knees into your chest. So just a nice simple crossing of the legs. Let's go onto our hands and knees here, everyone. So coming into our tabletop position, untucking those toes. Give them a little bit of a drum roll here as we will be doing a balancing big toe pose today. So I want your feet to be ready. And I'm already circling my hips from left to right. I'm arching my back here a little bit, rolling through the shoulders. I'm grounding the spine and actually even dropping my gaze in between my thighs to really just relax the back of the neck. Performing a little bit of a cat-cow here at your own pace. Notice if your rhythm of breath has become more shallow as we start to move through the asanas. Try to come back to longer and deeper breaths. I'm just pushing back, forward and back a little bit here. I'm actually going to get a little bit deeper into my stretching now. I'm going to come all the way into child's, and then as I push forward, I'm going to allow my hips to come down into hammock pose. So you want to make sure you're in a good alignment so your shoulders are still in line with your wrists there. So I'm going to push back. I'm using my core, my abdominal muscles, to not allow my back to strain through this little bit of flowing motion forward and back. Dilute it if you need to. Let's do it a little bit more. It feels really good to me. So I'm pushing back into child's pose, and then I'm pulling forward, and I'm making sure that I'm opening up my back with care. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe through the flow of the body. Expand clavicle. Really allow yourself to notice any residual tension in the back. 1 more time here. Just a gentle forward and back motion from child's pose. Slow ripple of spine and body into that hammock pose. Looks a little bit like our upward facing dog pose. Come back to your tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. And now let's lift up into our first Adho Mukha Savasana, our downward facing dog pose. Let's do this today. Take your feet as wide as your mat and see if you can push your heels down a little bit deeper with your legs a little bit wider tonight. And allow yourself to come high on the toes as you breathe in, and then press your heels down and breathe out. And that will be our first flow. So inhale, high on the toes, and then exhale, push the heels down. We're all still trying to stay a little bit wider tonight. So just watch the change here. Inhale, high on the toes, going into a plank. Yes, and then exhaling it back. So I'm just making my movement a little bit bigger. Try it with me. Inhale, plank, wide-legged. Exhale, push back. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper. If you have any lower back issues, do not come with me. Stay in plank. Inhale, forward, dropping the hips and looking up. Exhale, lifting the hips and pushing back. So again, I'm putting a little bit of stress on that lower back, so make sure you're mindful. Inhale, forward. I can stay right here, or I can begin to drop the hips and look up. And exhale, lifting through the spine into down dog. Let's try that one more time. Remember, listen to your body. Breathe in, open up, look up. Exhale, push thumb up, press heels to mat. Let's bring those legs a little narrower now and just walk out our downward facing dog. So our spine should be nice and lubricated and opened up for our first flow. So from downward facing dog, let's lift our right leg up and breathe in. And as you come high on the ball of the left foot, please listen, bring your right knee to your left elbow. Tuck your core in. Nice. Same leg, lift up, breathe in. Stretch that leg up. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Really pull your core in here to protect. Good. Inhale, right leg all the way back up. Exhale, bring your right knee to the center of your chest. Hollow out your belly and hold. Last breath in, lift that leg nice and high. Flex the foot, lower it down to the mat in downward facing dog. Come forward into plank. Now listen, you can use your knees here on the mat if you need to. Exhale, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, untuck your feet now. Nice. Tuck toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do the sequence on the other side together. Left leg lifts up, it's a breath in here. High on the ball of the right foot, bring your left knee to your right elbow. Really hold strong. Inhale, left leg right up to the sky. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Lovely. One more time. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Exhale, left knee to the center of your chest. Hold. Last time, breathe in, lift up. Flex your foot, lower it down to the mat. You're in down dog. Take a vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Breathe out, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale it back into down dog. So now when you hear me say vinyasa, I want you to remember that you can always just hold down dog or take a break in tabletop. So let's look at our hands on an inhale. Walk, step, or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, and hold. Walk your feet hip width apart. Bend your knees if you need to, remember that. And really ragdoll the head here. Let's take opposite hand to opposite elbow and allow ourselves to completely surrender in the forward fold. Remind your knees can be bent. You can support your belly on your thighs, or you can straighten your legs, your choice. The most important thing here is that we're allowing our head to relax. Hands on the earth, heel toe your feet closer together. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, lift your arms up, breathe in deep. Come all the way up into an extended mountain pose, mini back bend if you wish. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center, coming into Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale those arms up, breathe in. Reach it up. Let's see you open up the body today. Exhale, forward fold. Take your time, bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, flat back, half lift everyone. Hands on the earth, Simply step back into down dog. Lift your right leg up and breathe in. Open up your right hip. Come high on the ball of the left foot. Try to get your right foot on the outside of your right hand. So I'm adjusting my back foot a little bit here so I can get a little bit longer into my lizard pose, but you might have to dilute a bit here. Try to stay off that back knee a little bit longer with me and lift that right arm up and give yourself another digestive twist. Try to reach your right arm up to the sky with a little more energy than normal and really feel the lift. So you're opening up the hips, but at the same time, you're feeling that energy lift. One more breath here, and exhale, right hand to the inside of your right foot. Now we're ready to lower that back knee to the mat, untucking the back toes, and just giving those hips the surrender they deserve. So if you have a block, this is a great time to put the block on the mat, and it's just really gonna bring that mat a little bit closer to you. Those of you who are super flexy, you can come down onto your elbows, go for it. Remember that you can open up your hips a little bit more by just externally rotating that front foot. It's not for everyone, so just make sure that you're doing what feels good to your body. So I'm gonna ask everyone to stay right here in lizard. I just have to make an adjustment on the computer, so you guys stay right here. I'm still here, I'm not going anywhere. You guys are in lizard pose, staying right there and just holding that. Make sure you are continuing to breathe. You don't wanna hold your breath. You wanna make sure that you're honoring rhythm of breath. All right, my apologies. So we're back in lizard here. Now from here, if you're on your elbows, I'm gonna ask you to come down, come up to your hands. We're gonna try mermaid today. So I'm just gonna look over my right shoulder here just to make sure I have that mobility first. So if this is already creating tension in my body, I'm not gonna go any further. Try to bend that back knee and bring that foot up to your bum a little bit. Just see how that feels. If you feel a cramping sensation, it's an indication to not go any further. So from here, I'm gonna circle my right arm up, around and over, and try to take hold of that foot. If you can grab onto your ankle and that feels better for you, go for it. So we're just giving ourselves a nice big shoulder opener, super deep quad stretch as well. I needed the quad stretch today, so that's why we're doing mermaid pose, one of my favorites. Opening up through the clavicle. You might even take your drishti up to the sky. If it becomes too much, just come back into lizard. One more breath here. And then exhale, release the back foot, hand to earth. Lovely job. Lift the back knee off the mat. Prepare with an inhale for length. And as you exhale, take your right leg to down dog. Again, stay here, guys, or take the vinyasa with me. Inhale, plank. Bending those elbows beside the ribs. Exhale, chaturanga. Glide your body forward and up. Breathe in, up dog. And then rolling over those toes into down dog. And giving yourselves a little wiggle here. So you already know we're coming into lizard on the other side. So let's do it together. Left leg is lifting, breathing in deep. High on the ball of the right foot, left knee in. Now I take that left foot and place it on the outside of that left hand. So I'm making that adjustment with my back foot. Remember, we're trying to stay off that back knee for the first little bit here. I might have to make some adjustments here, noticing my alignment. My right hand stays on the ground, my left arm goes up, and I do a nice big twist. If you can take your eyes up, go for it. Try to keep your arms in line, breathing in and out. One more inhale. On the exhale, take your left hand to the inside of your left foot, and then slowly lower that back knee to the mat, untucking the back toes, staying here for a few breaths. Again, you might use the block. You might not be ready to come down onto those elbows. You might get just enough stretch right here. Reminder, if you're rolling on the outside of that front foot, you're doing it with care and noticing if it's creating any tension for you. For me, it feels real nice to open up that foot. I'm not quite ready to come down onto my elbows today, so I'm going to stay on my hands. You're doing what's good for you. Reminder to breathe deeply through your poses and your asanas. So I'm going to keep my foot rolled out. Those of you who are on your elbows, you're coming to your hands. We're going to come into that mermaid pose. Now let's do this together. Let's just bend and release that back leg first. Just notice if there's any tension coming into that hamstring. So that might be an indication to stay right here. I'm going to look over my left shoulder to see if I have the mobility to do the twist. Then I'm going to lift my left arm up as I bend that back knee. I'm going for the top of my foot or my ankle, and I'm giving myself that nice big stretch. Shoulders, thighs, hips, it's all happening in this one pose. Now get back to the rhythm of breath. Deepen your asana slowly and carefully. 2 more deep breaths. One more inhale and release. Exhale. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. Prepare with an inhale here, and on the exhale, take that leg back, everyone. Let's take that vinyasa or stay and rest. Breathing through the flowing motions and transitions of the body. And final exhale takes us to that downward facing dog. Lovely job, everyone. Stay right there. I'm just going to turn myself around so that you can see the first transition. From downward facing dog, right leg is lifting. Make sure you're breathing in. Come high and involve the left foot, right knee in. And this time I'm bringing that foot in between my hands. So remember, you can always help it through. Let's pivot the back foot flat. So back leg is straight, front knee is bent. Windmill up into warrior 2. So let's just check out our alignment. Front knee in line, back leg straight, everyone looks good. Extend the arms and really energize those fingertips today. Let's take it into reverse warrior. Really reaching that right arm up, left arm back, and exhaling back into your warrior 2. So feel free to flow those arms a little bit, maybe bending at the elbows and exhaling back. So maybe you're just doing a little mini back bend here, or maybe you have the flexibility to do more. But try to stay nice and strong in your legs. 2 more. Inhaling, opening, and exhaling. Let's do 1 more flow here. Breathe into that reverse warrior, and as you exhale, find your strong warrior 2. Straighten your front leg. Push your hips back, so you can see that I did a little pivot there. So if straightening your legs is too much, keep that microband. Remember that. Coming into triangle pose. I'm just slowly taking that arm all the way down, either to the thigh, shin, or to the mat. I'm in a nice open position. Please dilute if you need to use your block. Those of you who have the ability to take your drishti up, go for it. Nice strong triangle pose here. Big stretch in the hamstrings and the body, so make sure that you are mindful. Let's come up into Joan of Arc. Inhale those arms up. Reach, reach, reach. Love it. Exhale, warrior 2. Bend that front knee. Take the back arm all the way up, around, and forward. Both hands on the mat. Pivot the back heel. Breathe in. Exhale, front leg. Down dog. Let's take that vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Keep it strong. Breathe into up dog. Open the throat. Exhale. Back into down dog. And just another reminder that those vinyasas are completely optional and up to you. Please stay right where you are. I'm just going to turn myself around in that downward facing dog so you can see the other leg. So from down dog, let's lift the left leg up. Breathe in. Big opening. Exhale, knee in. Remember, help it through if you need to. Bring that foot through in between your hands. So we're just preparing ourselves for warrior 2. Pivot the back foot flat. My back leg is straight. My front knee is bent. I stay low and I windmill up, around, and over. And I'm in my warrior 2. I'm really energizing those fingertips. Reverse warrior flow. Let's go. Breathe in. Remember, creative control of those arms, and exhale. Follow your own rhythm of breath. Breathe in. Open, open, open. And exhale, release. We're going for 2 more flows here. Try your best to stay in those legs. Breathe in. And exhale, release. We're going for 1 more here. Nice big inhale. Open up the back and exhale. From here, straighten the front leg. Push your hips back. Reach that arm forward again. You might be here, you might be here, or you might be all the way down, hand to mat. You're trying to open up the body. So if you feel that you're slouching forward, perhaps come up a little bit to find more opening. If bending those knees is what you need to do for comfort and ease in the pose, please do that. Eyes can be up. Drishti is the final essence of every posture in yoga. So just allow yourself to come where it's comfortable for you. Let's lift up into that Jonah bar. Breathe in. Reach that arm up. Take it open, open, open. And as you exhale, come back into warrior two. Take that back arm. Lift it. Circle it. All the way down to the mat. Pivot that back heel. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale. Down dog. Take that vinyasa at your own pace. Breathing through the strength of the prana of the body. Opening up, lengthening, and exhaling back into down dog. Walk your feet halfway up your mat. And then walk your hands to your feet so that we are in a standing forward fold. I'm just going to turn myself to face you now. So we're coming into our balancing big toe pose. Try to do this pose with your feet together, but if you need them a little bit apart, of course, that's okay. If you know that you're going to struggle with balance, you might grab your block. So what I want you to do is from standing forward fold, I'm going to lift my heels up as high as I can. I'm going to begin to bend my knees as low as I can. So heels are high and knees are bent. Once you find that place for you, it's different for everyone, try to find the strength of your core and bring your hands to your heart center. We're in balancing big toe pose. Here we go, we're holding for 5. Breathing strong for 4. Find it in you today for 3, for 2, and hands on the mat. Lift the bum back up and place the heels on the earth. You're back into your standing forward fold. Let's make that adjustment, everyone. So if you have to turn yourself sideways, go for it. Straddle forward fold. So heel toe those feet a little bit wider. Go to your own place. Don't worry about how wide I'm going. Just worry about where your body needs to go. And we're just rocking ourselves forward and back here, really getting those hips a little bit more lubrication. Right hand on the mat, left hand up, give it a twist. Remember, your drishti, your gaze, is the final essence of the posture. So don't force yourself to look up. It's not good for you. Switching it up. Let's other hand down and then lifting up into that twist. Straddle forward, full twist. Love it. Feels so good. And exhale it down. So now I'm going to come into a fan lunge. I'm going to bend one knee, keeping the other leg straight. I'm going to see how far I can go with my hips today. Perhaps today I'm not going to go as low as I normally do. It depends on how I'm feeling. I'm going to flex this foot to protect this knee. I'm going to see if I can just stretch it a little bit deeper. So inner thigh stretch, absolutely. So you have to decide what's good for you. I'm going to lift up through straddle. We just did this. I'm going to go to the other side. So I might be up here. I might flex that leg that's extended and come a little bit deeper. I'm using my hands on the mat for support. I know that some of you perhaps are strong enough to do this with no hands on mat. That's up to you. I'm going to keep my hands on the ground for support today. I'm going to do it one more time on each side. I'm going to lift up through straddle. I'm going to go fan lunge and stretch inner thighs, hips, and knees. There's that deepness that I'm looking for. And then lifting up through straddle and then coming to the other side. And this is our final one. I'm going to adjust you. I want you to listen. You're going to come up through straddle. You're going to pivot in one direction. Don't worry about which one. Bend the front knee and exhale it back into down dog. Let's take a vinyasa to blend it all together. Breathe in, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhaling it back into your downward facing dog. I love it. Lifting that right leg up, guys. Breathing in deep. Bring your right knee to your chest and hold it. This is a very strong posture. Take that bent knee, angle it at a 45-degree angle, place it down onto the mat, and now push that back leg, extending it back, untucking the back toes. Adjust those hands. You know where we are. We're in our pigeon pose. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, you can release your body forward. Now listen, if you are struggling here with this pose, lots of options, more than one. You can put something underneath your butt cheek to support you. You can bring your weight all the way down to one side, bending back leg to support you. Or you can come all the way onto your back and change this into figure 4. But there's lots of things that you can do to open up the hips. So right now, we're in pigeon pose, and I'm gonna stay up a little bit today. I'm not going all the way down. If you have the capability of lowering yourself down onto those elbows, go for it. You might notice that I'm slightly rotated onto that outside. It's just protecting my knee. That's how I'm able to deepen this pose. So you've got to find that place for your body. Breathing in nice and deep. Try to keep your head in line while you come into this posture. If you are resting all the way down, just make sure that head is in line. Let's hold this for 3 more deep breaths. I know that some of you just love your pigeon pose, so take advantage of it if you can. And reminder, you have options. You can be in that deer pose off to the side or onto your back. Holding here and breathing. 1 more deep breath, everyone. Hands to the earth, lifting the chest. Please listen. So I want everybody to bring their weight to the outside butt cheeks. So my right leg is forward, so I'm resting on that right glute. I'm taking my back leg all the way forward. Watch, I'm going to bring the foot to the outside of my thigh. If keeping this knee bent is too much, straighten the leg, understand? Otherwise, keep it bent. And then twist yourself towards that front knee, coming into a seated twist pose. Those of you who are super twisting action, you can bring that elbow across, maybe giving yourself a little bit of a bind here. This is my limits for me today, so I'm staying right here. Reminder that bottom leg can be straight if you're unable to sit this pose. 1 more breath. And as you exhale, take that leg, bring it all the way back into your pigeon pose that we were just in. Take a breath to prepare. And as you exhale, tuck the back toes under, lift and push into down dog. Pedal it out here a little bit from right to left. Wiggle out those hips. Stay here and wiggle it out, or take a vinyasa with me. Breathe through the plank. Strong chaturanga always. Remember, knees can be on mat. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhaling it back into our Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog pose. So we're coming into pigeon pose on the other side. The left leg is lifting. High on the ball, the right foot, left knee in. This is a strong posture here. Prepare the body. Angle it at a 45. Place it down on the mat. I'm pushing my back leg into an extended position. Once I've untucked the toe, I breathe to prepare. I notice the hips. So right now, I'm deciding whether I need to modify or if I can go a little bit deeper. I'm always paying attention to the sensations of the body. And then if I want to go a little bit deeper, I can bring those elbows to the mat. I'm going to remind you one more time of the modifications. You can bring your weight onto the outside leg. I can even bend that back knee. All the pressure is off right now. I'm still getting the benefit of the stretch. You're always welcome to come onto your back into a figure 4 as well. So a little bit more depth for myself on this side. Let's see what we can do here for 3 deep breaths. Head in line, throat open. Those of you practicing Ujjayi breath, this is a great time to come into that rhythmic breathing, drawing 4-second inhale through the nose. Push the breath to the back of your throat. Exhaling through your nose, creating a vibration of healing and chi. 2 more deep breaths. Hands to the earth if you've decided to come down onto your elbows. Now I'm pivoting myself slightly onto that outside glute cheek. My back leg's coming forward. I'm bending the knee. I'm placing the foot outside of that thigh. And then I'm turning myself towards the bent knee. Reminder, this bottom leg can be out straight, creating less intensity into that stretch. If you can, you're getting that arm right across that thigh and perhaps binding. This is it for me today. So when you are in a twisting action, you want to remain lengthened in the spine and open in the throat. Just be mindful to notice if you're taking your chin and dropping it into a throat lock. One more breath. As I exhale, gaze forward, untwist, front leg comes all the way back. I'm extending it once again in my pigeon. I'm breathing to prepare. As I lift, I exhale to down dog and just pedaling it out here, or taking a vinyasa forward into plank and exhaling here, breathing into your up dog. Oh, awesome. Exhaling it back into your downward facing dog. Look at your hands and breathe in. Walk, step, or jump feet to your hands. At the top of your mat, breathe into that half lift. Exhale. Take a full, delicious forward fold. Bend your knees. Lift your arms. Take it up. Maybe a mini back bend. And exhale it back into downward facing. Into Tadasana Mount Pose. So we're coming into the standing balance now. We're going to be doing standing figure 4 today. I'm going to bring myself a little bit closer so that you guys can have a really good view. I'm going to stand on my right foot. I'm going to take my left knee up into a 90-degree angle. I'm rotating it out to the side so that my ankle comes onto the meaty part of my thigh, and then I'm bending my right knee so that I can get myself into a little bit of a half chair position. Hold a wall, hold a piece of furniture if you need to. So the outside of my ankle, you can see that my foot is really flexed. That's going to give me lots of good tension on that knee, so I'm controlling it. And then if you can, hands to your heart center and breathing here. So we're in a standing figure 4. Hold something if you need to, or create that balance from within by getting the breath to connect to what you're doing here. A little bit deeper for some of you. Try this with me if you can. Stay right here if you need to. Take your hands forward, all the way down to the ground. Woo! Oh yeah, I feel that. You know it. Maybe an arm balance. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's a 2-second arm balance. Hands on the mat. I'm bending my elbows. My shin is on top of those triceps, and I'm lifting that leg off the mat. Don't worry about it. Walk it back. If you did that, I want to know all about it later. Come all the way up. Bend that knee. Extend it out, and bring it to the ground. Wiggle it out. Nice and deep in the hips and the glutes. Let's do it on the other side. So standing posture. I'm just going to give myself a little space here so you can see me. Standing on my left foot. Bringing that knee up, open, cross, and bend. So try not to wiggle your hips up to the side. Keep your body in a nice torso position, and then bend that standing leg. So I'm in a single leg position. That's not easy. So again, if you are falling out of this pose, grab a wall, grab a piece of furniture, and do your best. Hands can be at heart center. You can just stay right here. You don't need to go any further. And just calm the mind and calm the breath. If you'd like to try, perhaps, bending in a little bit deeper and taking those hands to the ground, you don't have to. Those of you who are going for it tonight, hands are on the mat. I'm bending my elbows. I'm taking that whole shin on top of those triceps, and I'm lifting the back leg up. I'm in a balancing figure 4. Yes, I'm walking it back. And very slow lift up. Body straight, leg up. Straighten the leg and take it down to the mat. Nicely done. Stand on your mat, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, fold the body forward. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Hands on the earth, take it back. Final vinyasa, guys. Step it back, jump it back, whatever feels good. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And just taking it into that final down dog, upper flow. High on the toes, knees to the earth, untuck those toes, push it back into your child's pose. So my knees are fairly wide right now. I'm trying to get a little bit deeper into my shoulder stretch here. Awesome work, everyone. I roll it up to tabletop position. I'm going to give my hips one more wiggle here before we come into a seated posture. So I'm going to ask you to come down onto your bum with your legs extended in front of you. Grab a little bit of flesh from underneath those sit bones. Get yourself nice and grounded. Inhale, arms up. Breathe in. And now we're coming into that seated forward fold. So perhaps today you would like to try a mudra. If reaching your feet is not for you, you're simply keeping your hands maybe on your shins or on the floor for support. The whole point here is to stretch out the backs of the hamstrings. If you can reach your big toes, show me your peace fingers. Take a mudra around those big toes. Take a deep breath in, lengthen, and then push your energy out on those elbows on the outside and give yourself that nice energy lock of the body. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Slow it down, roll it up to center. Let's take those shoulders up to our ears, breathing in and bring it back. Let's come into a rocking baby pose. So I'm bending in my right knee. My left hand grabs the foot. My right hand grabs the knee. I lift the shin up to chest height is where I want to be. But I have to try to do this with as much length in my spine. So if I'm slouching, then maybe I'll drop the leg a little lower. And I'm just rocking that leg from left to right, giving my hip lots of lubrication. So if you'd like to try a bind in this pose, it is just simply bringing that leg in closer, and you're trying to hug your arms around the outside of the leg, and then you're cable locking. And again, this is just a deeper variation of what we just did, so you're welcome to stay right where you are. And it really is about getting into that hip socket and getting it opened and lubricated. So take that same foot that you have in the air and just simply place it to the inside of your thigh. Lengthen your spine again. Inhale your arms up, breathe in. And again, folding forward over that single leg extension. This is a great way to get a little bit deeper and at the same time, getting that hip and glute opened up. Lovely job, everyone. Rolling it up to center. Give yourself some space and time. Give those shoulders a little roll out there. Nicely done. Lengthen both legs. Let's do rocking baby on the other side. So bending in that left knee. Hand to foot, hand to knee. Lift and rock it out. So I'm just doing that little bit of rocking motion. So even though I know I can go a little deeper with my bind, I always start here just to make sure I notice how the tension is feeling today, because it's different all the time. And just simply stay here or bringing it in closer, or wrapping yourself around that arm, cable locking perhaps, and then doing your rocking motion right there. Make sure you continue to find length in the spine and depth in the rhythm of your breath. And I'm taking that same foot that's in the air and I'm just simply placing it to the inside of my extended leg thigh, lifting those arms up. This is where I create the length, and on the exhale is where we can create that space of the asana. So maybe just notice if you're able to go deeper on one side than the other. Definitely got some lopsided tension here, which is very, very common and normal. Awesome. And then slowly rolling it up to center. Let's lengthen both legs nice and long. Give them a little bit of a drum roll. Awesome. Bending your knees into your chest. Walk your feet wider than your hips. Right here, my feet are flat. My toes are facing out. My hands are behind. So I know that some of you have really tight hips. So you can, listen, you can be right here and just doing a windshield wipering of your knees and getting those hips opened up. If you'd like to try your Hindi squat, Malasana garlands pose with me, and I'm lifting my bum up, walking it slightly forward. I might keep my hands on the mat. Maybe I'm not ready for that full Hindi squat. And then if I'm taking my hands forward, I'm continuing again. I've said this many times throughout the practice tonight, lengthening the spine. It's a meditative posture, so if you're grinding your teeth and frowning your forehead, really isn't where you want to be. You might be, again, back on to that windshield wipering of your knees. Taking a pause here, just finding, again, rhythm of breath, depth of posture, and connection. And slowly bring those hands behind. I'm going to come back onto my bum, and I'm already opened up, so I'm just going to take those legs into a seated straddle position. If it's not for you, just dilute. It's not a big deal. Taking it into wherever your depth is today. Arms up to the side. And I just want you to do a small flow for me from left to right. No big deal. Don't worry about your pace. Just slow, soft movements, side to side. Oh, really feeling. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of an option here to do some Sufi grinds with the upper body. So I'm going to drop the shoulder, roll it through the front and back. And then I'm going to do the other side. So dropping the arm, rolling the shoulder forward. And I'm just doing some rounding movements with my torso. Don't worry about it too much. You might just make these movements smaller. So we're just giving ourselves lots of space and permission to pull back if we need to. Roll the shoulders up to your ears, breathe in. Roll the shoulders back and breathe out. Take your hands underneath your knees. Lift your knees to your chest. It's a little bit of a finale here. Remember the mudra we practiced earlier in our seated forward fold. Peace. Big toe hook up. Be right here. Don't worry about it. Lift the heels and just practice the balance through the core. Maybe extend one leg halfway. Maybe extend the other leg halfway. Maybe extend both legs all the way. It's up to you. Lengthen and open, holding here for 5. It's our finale for 4. For 3. For 2. Cross right leg in front of left leg. Sukhasana position, seated, cross-legged, hands on your knees. Take a deep breath and look up. And as you exhale, fold forward, hands slightly in front. Stretch the hips and glutes one last time. Roll up to center. Give yourselves a little shoulder roll. Let's take it to the other direction. So remember, we always have to make sure that we're balancing the body. Left leg in front of the right leg. Breathe in, lift up. And as you exhale, fold yourself slightly more forward. Give yourself a little bit of a left and right motion. Really wiggling out any tension in the body. Rolling it up to center. Let's take the palms to face up. Backs of the hands resting on the knees. If you are not comfortable, please change your seated position, perhaps sitting on a block or just extending the legs. I would like you to come from a place of comfort and ease tonight as we close our practice. Let's take an open palm mudra. So no closed fingers, really just receiving and giving energy. Clavicle open, heart open, melting heart, compassionate heart, throat open, breath is deep and smooth. I do invite you to close your eyes for this last moment together. Reflect upon the body's sensations. Notice bringing your hands to your heart center. Small bow of your head to your heart. Allow yourself to pause. I do ask that you dedicate your practice to somebody you love or someone who is suffering. The Divine Light me honors and bows to the Divine Light in each and every one of you. Namaste, everyone.